Good day everyone, welcome to my vlog. It's me, Jin Aubrey P. Madrideños. For today's video, let's talk about the Filipino values and moral development. Specifically, the strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character. Let's get started. The first strength is pakikipagkapwa-tao. Filipinos are well known for always having concern for others and the ability to empathize with each other. So it means treating each other with utmost respect. This idea is beyond than empathy since those who practice pakikipagkapwa-tao are expected to not only appreciate others but also to cultivate a special concern towards their fellow human. So it ensures Filipinos that they can count on the people around them for assistance in times of need. Next trend is family orientation. Filipinos possess a genuine and deep love for family. This is where we first felt love and affection. There is honor and respect given to parents and elders, care given to the children, generosity towards kin in need, and witness great sacrifices one endures for the welfare of the family. Family is our source of personal identity, emotional and material support, and one's main commitment and responsibility. In every small or big household, we Filipinos are very family-oriented. Mostly the sons and daughters who already got work still lives with their parents. We can also notice that in every celebration, a Filipino family never failed to miss a gathering and celebrate it with traditional foods. Next is joy and humor. Filipinos have a cheerful and fun-loving approach to life and its ups and downs. We Filipinos tend to overlook things on a positive note, a sense of humor and a propensity for happiness that contribute not only to the Filipino charm, but also to the indomitability of the Filipino spirit throughout history. Filipinos make fun of everything, even in the most trying of times, as they manifest in them love for social and celebrations. This is actually a good thing, as it promotes emotional balance and optimism. Next is flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. Filipinos can easily adjust and adapt to circumstances and the surrounding environment, both physical and social, even in unplanned or anticipated events. Anytime or anywhere, Filipinos are indeed creative, resourceful, and quick learners. We can improvise and make use of whatever is at hand in order to create and produce. We have the ability to make new things out of old crops and is creative in cultural sphere. Next is hard work and industry. Filipinos aim to raise one's standard of living and to possess the essentials of a decent life for one's family. No matter what financial status we are in, Filipinos always work hard and strive to earn a lot for daily needs and future goals. That's why we can see a lot of vendors in the streets and sari-sari stores everywhere. Filipinos are also willing to take the risk with jobs abroad. Despite hardships doing their jobs, Filipinos never easily give up and eventually finds a way out to their problems. Next is faith and religiosity. Filipinos have deep faith in God. Our innate religiosity enables us to comprehend and genuinely accept reality in the context of God's will and plan. When there are times that challenges may be somehow difficult to pass through, Filipinos strengthen their faith and turns to God. During hopeless times, they tend to hold on their faith to God so that they can go on with their lives, knowing that God will guide and save them. We Filipinos recognize forces external to ourselves as contributing to how events in our lives turn out. Our faith and daring was manifest at EDSA and other times in our history and seen in the capacity to accept failure and defeat. Filipinos are seen as brave and has a strong will that drives us to fight for what is truly right. The results of the Filipinos' faith are courage, daring, optimism, and inner peace. Next is ability to survive. Filipinos make do with what is available in the environment. It is engraved in the minds of the Filipinos that they can eventually find ways to live and survive every day. It is manifested in the millions of Filipinos who bravely live through the harshest economic and social circumstances. They have basic optimism, flexibility, and adaptability, hard work, and a deep faith in God in order to overcome daily life. Now that we've discussed about the strengths, let's move on to weakness in the Filipino character. First is extreme of personalism. Filipinos view the world in terms of personal relationship. We Filipinos tend to overthink things or believes that there is meaning behind the way the other person communicates. There is in fact some basis for such interpretations as Filipinos are quite personal in criticism and praise. Filipinos have difficulty dealing with all forms of personal stimuli. Because of this personalistic worldview, Filipinos have difficulty dealing with all forms of personal stimuli. We have a tendency to be not satisfied with bureaucracy, regulations and rules as well as with conventional processes which are usually impersonal. Relationships with people are concerned in any situation as well as these are challenging to come by. Preference is commonly given to friends and family when it comes to hiring and delivering services as well as in the voting process. Third, extreme family-centeredness. Excessive concern for the family creates an in-group to which the Filipino is firstly loyal to the detriment of concern for the larger community or for the common good. Since Filipinos are family-oriented, they would do everything for the sake of their family. Filipinos usually abuse their power and wealth to support and cover up the wrongdoings of their loved ones. Family-centeredness results to a lack of concern for the common good and acts as a block to national consciousness. Fourth, lack of discipline. The Filipinos' lack of discipline is manifest in a casual and relaxed attitude towards time and space, which manifests itself in lack of precision and compulsiveness, in poor time management and procrastination. Filipinos are impatient and unable to delay gratification or reward, resulting in the use of shortcuts. We tend to prioritize our rest instead of work. Our lack of discipline frequently leads to inefficient and poor result. There is poor handling work system that break the rules, resulting in more serious offenses and a slack work ethic that leads to carelessness and a lack of follow-through. Fifth, passivity and lack of initiative. Filipinos tend to be complacent and there rarely is a sense of urgency about any problem. There is a high tolerance for inefficiency, poor service, and even violations of one's basic rights. In many ways, it can be said that Filipino is too patient and long-suffering or matiisin. In other words, Filipinos ignore things even though they're already suffering. They often rely on the help of the higher people. 6. Colonial mentality. Filipinos have a colonial mentality which is made up of two dimensions. The first is a lack of patriotism or an active awareness, appreciation, and love of the Philippines. The second is an actual preference for things foreign. Nowadays, Filipinos choose to live out the lifestyle of foreign culture. They tend to forget and hate their Filipino culture. Instead of utilizing our local products, they prefer expensive things from abroad. The Filipino colonial mentality is manifested in the alienation of the elite from the roots and from the masses, as well as in the basic feeling of national inferiority that makes it difficult for Filipinos to relate as equals to Westerners. 7. Kanya-kanya mentality. Filipinos have a selfish, self-serving attitude that generates a feeling of envy and competitiveness towards others, particularly one's peers who seem to have gained some status or prestige. Filipinos are indeed selfish as sometimes they tend to not offer help to those in need. We can notice this also in terms of academic, since most students just want to do things on their own when it comes to group works. The kanya-kanya syndrome results in the dampening of cooperative and community spirit and in the trampling upon the rights of others. 8. Lack of self-analysis. There is a tendency in the Filipino to be superficial and even somewhat flighty. In the face of serious problems, both personal and social, there is lack of analysis or reflection. Filipinos simply believes what other people say and doesn't go deeper to validate those information. The Filipino lack of self-analysis and our emphasis on norms is reinforced by an educational system that is often more form than substance, and legal system that tends to substitute law of reality. That's all. Thank you for watching.